I'm here so I won't get fined.
You think you know sports? Well, you don't know. Well, you don't know Jack. The You Don't Know Jack Show starts now.
Hello and welcome to the You Don't Know Jack Show. It's AC today. Aaron and Carson here with you. No Jonah today. Jeez, crowd's happy about that one. Anyways, welcome to the show. Episode 17 of the You Don't Know Jack Show. And going to look at some NFL stuff, look forward to the college football playoff, and a little bit of NBA news and blah, blah, blah. So, we'll start out with the Cowboys.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
They fall to the Giants on Sunday Night Football as we were watching Thursday Night Football here, and this an atrocity of a game. Do you think the loss is a big deal or not really?
I don't want to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about it. And that's it was a bad game, and just got to look forward to next week and put it behind you. That's it.
So you don't think it'll affect how the rest of the season goes?
Not really. I still think they win the division and get the bye, and just gotta get back on track. And defense played well again, but gotta get that offense back on track.
Yeah, I don't think it's a huge deal, but it is the second week in a row. Dak's kind of struggled a little bit. Starting to come out with rumors about that. We'll talk about that in a second. I don't think it's a huge deal that they've lost two in a row, or lost not two in a row, but he's played bad 2 in a row, and he's lost 2 to the Giants. But the first game they were still kind of getting ready and getting things going, and they haven't really played in a cold weather game yet either, so they were kind of probably had to get used to that. I don't think it's a huge deal. The next question I've got here, can the Cowboys still go far? I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell when you got 2 rookies leading your team. I don't know if they can both do it or not, but what do you think?
They'll be fine.
How far do you think they can go with?
They're
guys?
bound to have a couple games that were a struggle, so I think it's better they lose now than later on, so they can kind of fix their mistakes and learn from it and move forward.
Do you have a prediction of how far you think they'll go?
No, just kind of waiting to see.
All right. Will we or should we see Tony Romo?
Not unless Dak keeps playing the way he is. But I see him turning it around, and I have faith in him, and, the team does and stuff like that. So if he can turn it around here, then I don't see any reason to bring Romo in. But if he keeps struggling, and, you got to at least think about it.
So let's say he struggles the next 2 weeks. Maybe he doesn't play really bad, but plays like not good enough. They go 1-1 the next 2 games or something like that. Do you bring Romo in week 17 and have him lead you through the playoffs, or what do you think?
I don't see them losing 2 in a row. Wow, what kind of throw is that?
But I mean, like, he plays really bad or not good at all. Like 2 games, they go 1-1. Do you bring Romo in week 17 or not?
I don't know. You got to consider it, but that's obviously not our decision. It doesn't really matter what we think. It's going to be whatever the team thinks is the right thing to do. I think you consider it, though.
Yeah, and a lot, I suppose, it's depending on how Romo even looks in practice. Like, I mean, we don't get to see how he looks in practice, so we don't really know if he's like 100% or if he's playing up to last year's standards or 2 years ago, really. So, yeah, we don't really know that. I think if they go 1-1 the next 2 games, and it's a big reason they lose one of them, and they maybe win in spite of Dak in one game, and they lose because of him in another game, I think you got to consider it because Tony Romo's he's only got 2 playoff wins, but he's got the experience of being there where Dak does not have that experience.
Yeah.
But the thing that you risk without Dak in there is you risk mobility for your quarterback. I think Romo's got the ability to scramble, but after these last couple surgeries and things, I think he's probably going to be less prone to want to scramble.
If you take Dak out, it'll mess with his confidence and the team's confidence, and it'll just kind of screw the whole thing up. But, I mean, you don't want to throw away the season either. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a tricky situation there. I'm glad I don't have to make a decision on that, but we'll just have to see where it goes.
Do you think they should have just brought Romo back in when he was supposedly back and ready to go, or do you think they made the right decision so far?
Well, they said they were going to bring him back when he was healthy, so, I mean, I could see why they didn't, obviously, and he's played well for the most part. I mean, 20 touchdowns and 4 picks, and the 3rd best rating in the NFL. I don't think Romo could do too much better than that.
I'd say he'd probably have some more touchdowns, but also more interceptions.
Yeah. I mean, rating-wise, I don't see him doing that much better, and I don't see him doing that much better win-wise either.
Yeah, I bet they'd have like 1 or 2 more losses, actually, even. I could see that. Just because more chances you take with Romo, because he takes more chances downfield and stuff.
And, playing shy. He doesn't want to get hurt.
Yeah. Yeah. So, that's the only situation I see you can bring Romo in. If you go 1-1, and Dak plays really well in both games, obviously, then you don't bring in Romo. But do you buy Jerry Jones saying it's Dak's team and it's all for him? He's like in charge of everything.
I think they should keep it that way right now. Keep us confidence high, and you don't want to send mixed signals in the locker room or anything like that. So I think I agree with that statement. Yeah, I guess I agree with it. I mean, you gotta stick by your decision. And
Tony's already kind of said that himself, even that it's Dak's team. He's proven that. And I don't think Tony's going to have too much to say about it. I mean, he's...
A lot of people overreacting, but, I mean, they were bound to lose another game.
Yeah. Not many teams go even
people
one
just
loss.
Freaking out because they lost to the Giants again. If it was to another team, they probably wouldn't say anything. But I guess it's kind of the way they lost and only putting up 7 points is kind of what concerns me more so than the loss itself.
Yeah.
Although the defense played really well, like I said, but besides that one play to Beckham, that's really all the Giants had. They didn't play well either.
Do you think the Giants' defense proved that it was a lot better than maybe we thought, or do you think the Cowboys' offense just was
I
that bad?
think it's just a speed bump for the offense. Their defense is good, but half of that was the offense, I think.
Yeah.
They really beat themselves. 1 for 15 on third down. You have to have a better game plan for Dez. You have to move him around, put him in motion, give him different routes.
Yeah, put him in the slot once in a while.
You know, like on Madden, I always move him around and always put him in different spots. But, yeah. And then, his first catch coming that late, then he fumbles it, and it's just that's a disaster. So
Yeah.
part of that's play calling, too. That's not just Dak's fault. And they ran the ball well enough to win, I'd say. And a lot of it, too, was Dak holding onto the ball too long. When previously he had, gotten rid of it quick. Part of that's good coverage, but, the receivers have to do a better job of getting open. And I think Dez really, that starts with him,
Mm-hmm.
He's got to give a better effort out there.
Well, that's one thing I wonder
And
about
not
him.
fumble the only catch that he
Yeah,
has.
that's one thing I wonder if he gives effort, all his effort on every play, or if he just gives his effort when he knows for sure he's going to get the ball or something. I don't know. He seems like a half
You
effort
think
guy
that
at times.
about a lot of players.
Yeah.
And I can kind of see where they're coming from. I'd be upset if I was the main receiver and I wasn't getting the ball, but at the same time, we can't force it to him,
Mm-hmm.
And then one of those interceptions was his fault as he fell down.
Yeah.
And the other was Dak's fault because I was double covered. I don't know what he was doing there, but Dez kind of did give up on that. Even though it was in double coverage, he didn't try to knock it down or anything either. So
So do you think the Cowboys will meet the Giants again in the playoffs?
I'm hoping so, and I'm hoping not at the same time.
Hoping to get revenge, but hoping that you don't
Yeah.
have to play them because it's always the possibility of losing.
I'm actually afraid to play the Redskins too.
Yeah.
You don't want to meet up with a division rival in the playoffs normally.
So you're really hoping the Vikings get that wild card.
I don't know if they can, though, especially when the Redskins beat them.
Well, if the Redskins only have 9 wins and the Vikings win out, then they win it because then the tiebreaker would hurt them. Now, if they finish with the same record, if they finish with the same amount of wins, then the tiebreaker helps the Redskins, and it would be...
Well, they can't because the Redskins have the tie.
Right. But...
So they'd be 9-6-1. The
Yeah.
Vikings would be 9-7.
Yeah.
So the Vikings have to go 10-6.
Mm-hmm. Which is possible, but they've got... The biggest test, I think, is going to be Green Bay.
What are you doing?
And that's on Christmas Day in Green Bay, or Christmas Eve Day.
Well, with the way Green Bay's playing the past couple weeks, even with Rodgers banged up, it's,
I don't know. There's still holes on that team, I think. They've been getting hot at the right time, but can they keep it up is the question. They've been inconsistent before, Vikings have had their inconsistencies this season.
I would really like to see the Cowboys meet the Seahawks, just so it can shut up all the stupid people like, Seahawks Super Bowl. Like, how could you even think that? There's so many holes and there's so many inconsistencies.
Well, I think it's
on their
hard
team.
to say now with their with Earl Thomas back there and their defense, I would say I'd give them the edge, just because I think if you get them in a playoff game with Dallas, I think it'd be similar to how Dallas just lost to the Giants. It'd be a low-scoring game, and whoever got the play at the end of the game would have to win, or would have, whoever got the play would win the game. And I don't know, I think maybe Seattle's defense would make one more play than the Dallas offense.
I think without Earl Thomas,
Earl's a big loss.
People obviously don't know who he is or something because they're acting like they didn't lose anything.
Yeah. No, Earl is a big loss.
One of the best in the league.
But
So
they do have a pretty good defensive line, though. That could slow down.
I would give the Cowboys the edge just because Seattle's offense is I just don't trust them, and I don't know.
If it's in Dallas,
Yeah,
I'm taking Dallas.
Depends on where it is.
If it's in Seattle, I'm taking Seattle. Honestly, that is the difference.
It would probably be in Dallas.
Well, yeah, as of right now, it would be in Dallas. But I'm telling you, it is such a huge difference because Seattle plays terribly on the road, and they play really, really well.
Yeah, but
usually
the Cowboys
at home.
usually play better on the road.
Yeah, well,
So
at least that was kind of the deal. I think this year it's kind of maybe flip-flopped a little bit, but
I think the Cowboys would have a better chance of winning in Seattle than Seattle would of winning in Dallas. I think it'd be close either way, but
yeah.
oh, that game.
See, I could see Dallas put up more points at home though. Like, I don't know how many points they could put up in Seattle.
Well, that's another thing. Like, they just played 2 straight road games. That's another thing people don't realize.
Yeah.
2 rookies on the road against good defenses. And that Vikings stadium gets really loud, and it's cold out there on the Giants field. So
Yeah.
there's many factors that come into play.
So the Giants stadium is not as loud as Seattle, but the Vikings stadium is loud, but it doesn't have the cold. So then you add both factors, that could be tough for any road team really, but yeah. So Vikings get the win. They keep their playoff hopes alive for the moment. If they
Still didn't play all that well, though.
didn't get any help from any other wild card teams, all the wild card hopefuls won basically in the NFC. No, they did not play very well. I mean, offensively they didn't look too bad, but they could not get in from the goal line. They just could not. They were stopped on 4th and goal, and Asiata fumbled in the goal line pile, and so that took 2 touchdowns off the board.
I'm not so sure that Diggs is their number 1 anymore.
Well, Diggs has been playing hurt for half the
I think
year
Thielen's coming on.
Thielen is looking like he's
Gonna be
dealing.
like the next Jordy.
Another
I'm sure that's what Vikings fans want.
pretty fly for a white guy.
What in the hell does that have to do with?
I don't know. He's getting his engine revved up.
I'm trying to rev mine down.
So, do you think the Vikings can win out?
I don't know what their schedule is.
Colts, Packers, Bears.
Ooh. I don't know if they can beat the Packers twice.
They've done it twice in a row.
I think they
dating back
can
to
beat the
last
Colts and the Bears. Unless they played the Bears like they did the first time. Yeah, that's going to be tough. And then they need a lot of help, too.
And then 2 of the 3 are at home.
Why
So-
couldn't they, like, if they would have gone, like, 7-0?
Yeah, I know. Wouldn't probably be having much of a conversation. If they would have just beat Detroit one of those games
Yeah.
and not lost to Chicago.
Well, that first Detroit one they should have had.
Yeah. I think they can win out. This next game does worry me a little bit just because Andrew Luck can play really well at times. But he hasn't played too many defenses quite like the Vikings defense, but we'll see. The Packers game really worries me the most, even though the Vikings did win there last year. And the fact that the Packers do actually lose at Lambeau Field, we found that out. All 3 division games they lost at home last year. And they lost to the Cowboys there and 2 other teams, I think, at Lambeau this year. So they're not unbeatable there. So that's in the Vikings' favor. But the Vikings don't always play that well on the road outdoors. That's kind of been proven too.
I think it's easier to play at Lambeau at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Like now it's getting really, really cold there.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying, is that game, that Bears-Packers game, that's at Lambeau, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, they're saying it's supposed to be like the coldest game, one of the coldest games ever. So.
Yeah, that won't be too fun. Do you think the Lions still win the division? The next 3 games they have, they play the Giants, at the Giants. They play the Cowboys. I think, is that at the Cowboys? No, it's in Detroit, isn't it?
I don't know. I think the Cowboys lose to the Lions, but I think they beat Tampa and the Eagles. So I think they go 2-1 and they go 13-3. I think the Lions beat the Giants.
So you think the Lions went out?
Wait, who's the last game?
Packers is their last game.
I think they lose to the Packers. I think they go 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah.
So you think the Packers went out then?
No, because oh yeah. Wait, who do the Packers play?
Bears, Vikings, Lions.
Yeah, I think they can win out. I think, wait, who would win it then?
Packers would. If they won out, Detroit lost 1 to the Packers. Well, wait.
No, Detroit beat the Packers, I thought.
Well, they lost to the Packers.
No, they
earlier this
lost.
year.
That's right.
But let's see, if Detroit wins out,
Detroit's 4 losses.
yeah,
If they go
would win.
2-1, they would have.
Or no, they must have
11-5.
5 losses.
The Packers have.
No,
5.
it's 4 losses.
Yeah, the Detroit's 9-4.
So if Detroit doesn't lose one of their next 2, then they win. They win the division no matter what because
don't know.
Green
I
Bay would be
think-
2 games back.
I have a bad feeling about the Cowboys playing the Lions. Although they did beat them in that playoff game. But I don't know.
I don't know. I could see the Lions losing all 3 of these games, honestly.
Well, what I'm hoping is the Lions beat the Giants, and they lose to the Cowboys, obviously, is what I'm hoping. I think the best chance to win out between the Lions, Vikings, and Packers would be the Packers, obviously.
Yeah.
And then I'd put the Vikings second, probably. I don't see the Lions winning all 3 of those games.
Honestly, but if the Lions don't win any of those games and the Vikings beat the Packers and win out, then the Vikings still win the division, which is mind-blowing.
That's a long shot.
It is, but if that would happen, that'd be great.
I don't even think the Cowboys went out. They're going to lose one of those games. I hope it's not to the Eagles.
I hope it's not to the Lions.
Eagles fans will be like,
You know, it'd be great if both the Lions... Well, you can't have the Lions and Packers lose out, but...
I don't see the Cowboys winning all 3 unless they really get it turned around here.
All right.
The past 2 weeks.
So that's gonna end it for talk about our teams. Now we'll talk a little NFL news here. All right. Jeff Fisher is fired.
It's about time.
One more game. If he would have lost one more game, he would hold the all-time losing record for a coach. But will not happen because somebody would have to be stupid to pay him to coach an NFL team again. But
Some of that's not his fault.
some of it's not, but come on. He's been in the league for how long? How many years has he gone 500 or below? It's like, ugh.
There are worse coaches, though.
There are worse coaches, but I think he's had his.
No, I wouldn't
His
hire
rodeo.
him at all. I don't even know, like, does he even have a specialty?
I don't know. I
So
really
one
don't
thing
know.
he's good at? I don't think he's good at anything.
I
If
don't
he
even
was
know.
calling the plays for the Rams, he damn sure is not good on offense.
No. And this was after they gave him an extension too, by the way.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
It was rumored that earlier in the season they gave him that record, like after they started 3-1, and now haven't won a game since. So maybe the losing streak all of a sudden provoked, hey, maybe we shouldn't have given him that 2-year extension.
I'd be so mad if my package got stolen.
They're watching the news after the Seahawks game here. But somebody's getting their packages stolen, so make sure you get your packages into your house.
Uh-huh.
Otherwise,
I always text one of you to get it for me.
yeah. You never know. If somebody's prowling around, they might take your package. All right. So, yeah, Jeff Fisher definitely needs to be fired. Who do you think would be a good candidate to go to the Rams?
I don't think anybody wants to, okay?
How about Tom Coughlin? What do you think?
No, he's not coming back.
You don't think so? He's going to be done?
I think John Gruden should come back.
To the Rams?
Yeah.
It'd be a good spotlight for him. $3 billion
Well, he
new
already
stadium.
probably loves their whole team. I love this guy. I love him.
John Gruden loves everybody.
He should like go on his brother's coaching staff. That'd be funny.
To the Redskins, and then they'll be a Super Bowl team.
Actually, that would not be good. Don't do that.
All right. So, is there any other coaches on the hot seat that you think? I think Gus Bradley's going to be gone.
Yeah, and Mike Zimmer.
Jason Garrett.
No, I think
Bill Belichick.
I would say Hugh Jackson, but I don't know. That'd be unfair of them to fire
Yeah,
him.
that's unfair. But knowing the Browns, they
They
have
probably
been.
will. They've been trading all their picks, and
They've been known to do one and done with coaches
let's just
before.
trade all of our first-round players, and
So
soon they're just not even going to have a full team.
yeah, I don't know. John Fox, you think he's on the hot seat? Todd Bowles.
I don't think the Bears are that bad.
No.
They've had some tough luck.
Yeah, injuries and so on.
They'll get Alshon back, so they could actually put up a fight against the Packers. Todd Bowles should not be a coach. I hate the Jets. I just can't. Ruin my whole fantasy. Trade for Matt Forte, and well, part of that's not their fault, I guess, because he's fragile and he's old. But
Morte.
their play calling is atrocious.
Yahoo!
Their defense is terrible. They made a mistake letting Rex Ryan's not the best coach ever, but come on, he's not that bad compared to.
I don't know.
top
There's
Although they did go 10-6 last year,
and now
which I don't get that at all. I think
it's like the
maybe
Panthers.
Eric Decker is not that valuable.
It's like the Panthers, man.
He's valuable, but geez, come on.
No, he's not that valuable.
I think Chris Ivory was for their team.
They need a running back, that's for sure, but I don't know.
I think getting Forte was a mistake.
I thought he was going to have a good year.
Not that Forte isn't good. He just isn't a good fit there.
Apparently not.
They don't pass to him. They use
Which is-
stupid Bilal Powell.
Yeah, their offensive coordinator needs to be fired.
Yeah, he's dumb. Doesn't know what he's doing
Like,
at all.
Bilal Powell should not be used except to spell Forte. Like, Forte is a 3-down back.
Yep. And a pass catching specialist.
yes.
Why would you not pass to him?
Yes, Forte can do everything, so you got to use
He
him.
should have had a good year. It's not his fault.
Yeah.
Coaching's terrible.
Yeah. So, those are some coaches on the hot seat. Jeff Fisher fired already. The first firing of the NFL. There's probably 3 more to come at least. So, next up in the news for the NFL.
I think Marvin Lewis gets fired.
That's a good one. I think they're going to give him 1 more year, but you never know. I think I would fire him personally because.
I'm trying to think of other coaches.
But I mean, look at
You know
Jeff
who
Fisher.
else play calling sucks? The Broncos.
Broncos.
Have Trevor Siemian throw it 51 times. What is that?
Yeah, that's. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's Kubiak, so.
Going with him in the first place. Not that he's a terrible quarterback, but geez.
Yeah. So, NFL takes away Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yeah, they're
And-
letting them pick it or something.
Yeah, they're letting teams choose which
They're
cancers
wondering why
they
we
want
didn't
to
see a lot
support.
of pink this year.
Well, they didn't do it this year. They did, like, every team picks their own home game they want to do it. Like the Vikings, I think, mainly focused on
Cowboys
it
did it on
in the Texans game.
The Cowboys did the Bengals game.
Yeah. So I think it's okay that they're recognizing other cancers, but I don't know. Do you think this kind of is a shot to women, kind of?
I think they can't really. They're basically going back on like that deal, you know, which is kind of unfair. And from what I understand, breast cancer is among the most common.
Yeah, I think it's how the most people die too.
So there is other cancers that should have awareness brought to them too.
Maybe
but
during another month they should just recognize all the other cancers. I don't know.
maybe they should just do a whole season thing. Like, doesn't that bring in money anyway?
Oh yeah. Oh, the NFL makes a ton of money off that.
Then why
sure.
wouldn't they?
Or they donate
being
a lot of
money
stuff
hungry
to it, I
like
suppose.
they are. I'm not saying it's right because it's not, but being money hungry as they are, why would you not just do like a whole year round, a different cancer for each month? I don't know. It
Yeah.
sounds so wrong, but knowing the NFL, they would try to do something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they don't, because people would be like, they would, it'd be a shitstorm.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's a good idea to recognize cancers and stuff, but I think that it's maybe taken a little bit away from breast cancer and women and that type of thing. But
Talk about equality
yeah,
or
Yeah.
inequality.
yeah. Good old NFL, always doing the great
They
things.
don't call it the No Fun League
the
for
No
nothing.
Fun League.
Well, cancer is no fun.
No, that is true.
I didn't mean it like that.
And we'll talk more about that later. But
Cancer?
yes, we will. Michael Floyd waived and claimed his.
I'm so glad. Okay, that's another thing. I hate the Cardinals' offense. So
Is that what you do when you watch the Cardinals offense scream?
the Cardinals' offense is a disaster.
Well, hey, one less target now for Carson Palmer.
Exactly. And this Floyd being gone, and then Fitz will actually get thrown to because, he's not a Hall of Famer or anything.
No.
Stupid Carson Palmer.
No, he's not getting in. But anyways, Michael Floyd rested for a DUI, and he ended up being claimed by the Patriots. Now he's going to be a Hall of Fame wide receiver eventually. Be just like
I should
the
have
Patriots.
picked him up, though.
I was hoping the Vikings would pick him up just for another thing. And he's from Minneapolis.
Actually could have used him.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think the Patriots need him, but I don't know. He probably won't even play because he won't be able to follow their, guidelines or whatever.
Also heard the Patriots are working out Devin Hester because apparently he got cut.
Just get everybody. I think they get players just so other teams can't get them.
Yeah, I seriously think so too. I don't.
Cheaters.
I think the Vikings probably just didn't claim him because they've had so many other bad storylines this year and bad things going on. It's like, yeah, we don't need another thing. Now, if the Patriots do it, then it's like, okay, he'll be fine. We'll get him right on the right path.
Don't really need him, although he probably would have been an upgrade over Terrence Williams.
Possibly, but yeah, Floyd's been really bad this year.
That's not all his fault, though. That offensive play calling is just, I don't know, it's so jumbled up, and they don't know who to give the ball to, and Carson Palmer's an idiot, and I hope he retires or something. I don't want to wish injury on him, but,
So,
It's funny that Larry Fitzgerald put up that he had that game against the Niners when Drew Stanton was in.
yeah.
And that game was better than most games he's had with Carson Palmer.
Yeah. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, gosh.
I think Stanton only completed like 11 passes in that game, and 8 of them were to Larry. And 2 of them went for touchdowns.
Yeah.
So it's like...
So who do you think
get it.
gets into the playoffs in the AFC? New England is obviously in. Pittsburgh should be in. Kansas City and Oakland
I don't think the
are in.
Broncos.
You don't think the Broncos get in? You think
they got a tough schedule.
Do you think Miami gets in over them?
No, not without Tannehill. Although Tannehill's not that good, but
Who do you think?
Buff? They could.
They're 6 and
They
7.
play the Browns too. I think the Colts could still squeeze in there.
They're 6 and 7 now.
Buffalo, the Colts.
How about the Titans? Titans or Texans?
Yeah, that's who I was thinking of. Yeah, I think the Titans, and I think they deserve to make it. They've fought all year, They made some good signings in the offseason. They've actually used DeMarco Murray correctly, Eagles.
Chip Kelly.
And I think they deserve to make it. And I think they could still win that division.
They could. But if it comes down to them
the
and the Colts
Texans-
tying at the end of the year, the Colts would win it.
The Texans don't deserve to even be up there.
I seriously don't know how the Texans beat the Colts. I seriously don't know how.
Twice.
That happened. Yeah.
Well, the first one they came
Well, then
back.
the Colts beat the Titans twice.
We got to think, though, the Colts aren't that good either.
Well, no, they've got Andrew Luck, the best quarterback in the division, but the rest of the team sucks. Like T.Y.
I don't know. Mariota's kind of catching up.
T.Y. is about it.
The year he's having.
Mariota's doing well.
I think in a couple of years he catches up to Luck there.
I don't know. I think Luck is still pretty good. We just haven't been able to see his full potential. His offensive line is below average.
I think the Titans get into the playoffs and they have a good chance to make some
Frank
noise.
Gore's a good back, but he's not like a Zeke Elliott or a Le'Veon Bell type of back.
But the Titans make it. They have a good run game. They have a solid defense.
Yeah. That's what wins in the playoffs too.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think we could see 2 teams from the South you got the Ravens too possibly still getting in. They're 7 and 6. Pittsburgh's 8 and 5 in the top of that division. So
The Bengals somehow still have a chance. If A.J. Green comes back this week and they beat the Steelers, I don't know. That's close. They can't lose another game, I don't think.
And in the NFC, I will take Looks like the Falcons are probably going to get in, win that division. Seattle wins their division.
I think
Dallas.
the NFC stands the way it is now.
So you think?
Besides the Lions, I think.
So you think the
Packers.
2 wild cards are the Giants and the Bucks?
Nope. I think the Lions. Oh wait.
Lions win their division. Falcons win their division. Cowboys, Seahawks, and then the
Who
2
do the
wild
Bucks
cards: Giants
have
and Bucks.
after the Cowboys?
Bucks finish the season. Saints and Panthers.
At New Orleans.
Yep.
I'd say they're going to lose 2 of those games.
So you don't think they're in?
I don't think they're in. I think they're kind of like the Titans in the sense that, like, what? They're going to make the playoffs, but I don't know. I don't see it. I think they're a good better luck next year, no. But they're a good team. The Cowboys usually have their number, though, and I think that's going to be a good game for the Cowboys to get back on track. Although Tampa's defense has played a lot better recently.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have double-digit fantasy points in, like, 3 straight games.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't think Tampa gets in. I think it's going to
close.
come down to the Vikings and the Packers. I really do.
I don't think the Redskins get in either. I'm saying that because I don't want them to get in.
No, I don't think the Redskins get in. I don't think their defense is good enough. They play the Panthers this Sunday night, which they could lose.
They'll probably win that one.
Probably, but they play at the Bears and versus the Giants. So they could make it in with that schedule because the Giants might not be playing for anything week 17. But I think if they lose to the Panthers, I think their season's done.
Interesting matchups coming up here.
But if they lose to the Panthers, they could still go 9-6-1. But that would whoever goes 10-6 would have the advantage over them. So
yeah, I don't
they
know.
really can only if they lose one more game, they're pretty much done.
It's going to be a crazy.
It is going to be a crazy ending. That is one thing we like about the NFL. So it's not always the no fun league. We might have some fun.
Good thing is, the worst the Cowboys can go is 11-5.
Yeah.
Which is kind of where I had them at. Pretty sure if we went back and listened to like our first shows, I think I had them at 12-4, 11-5. I'm pretty sure, but that was with Romo, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Before. No, but then I said they could still be good, I think. Like on the couple short.
Yeah, I think you said they could
later.
maybe be like 10-6 or something. Like if Romo wasn't in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't see him losing out though. Although the 3 remaining games are tough. I don't see it.
All right, we're going to take a break, and we'll talk a little bit of college football when we come back. Do you like shopping on Amazon? Well, now you can do it by helping the show at the same time. Go to the website youdon'tknowjackshow.com and click on any of the Amazon links, and then you can bookmark it. And every time you shop on Amazon, click the bookmark. It's the easiest way to support us without any extra cost to you. Now back to the show. And we're back. And the big 2 games in the playoff. First of all, Washington, number 4 Washington versus Alabama, number 1 in the Peach Bowl. Aaron, is there any chance for Washington in this game?
Nobody's going to beat Bama.
Nobody? Nobody?
No.
Okay.
Ohio State is.
Oh.
Ohio State national champions. Bold prediction.
Wow.
Yep.
I am going to take Clemson over Bama, and they're going to get revenge.
That's also something I was thinking of. But I don't know. I think Ohio State just has too many playmakers.
I don't know. They're young. I think Clemson has a little bit more experience, and I think they pull it out.
Watson is. I mean,
I think they pull it out, man.
I trust Barrett over Watson. I think Watson has one too many turnovers against Ohio State.
That could be. I do think Watson. I don't think Watson's going to be a very good quarterback in the NFL.
No, probably not.
Yeah, but
just look at the one before.
I like Baker Mayfield though, and I like Lamar Jackson if he gets more muscles on his legs. But my prediction: Clemson wins it all over Bama. Revenge.
Ohio State over Bama.
Revenge. Zeke's coming back.
But
all right, and that is it for college football. So,
whoa!
Oh wait! What?
There's this little thing called the Outback Bowl.
What is the Outback Bowl?
You know what's weird is this is the third or fourth time Iowa's played Florida in a bowl game.
Yeah,
I think they played them in the Outback Bowl a few years ago.
Well, it's been a while, I think, since we played Florida though, because we played LSU in the Outback Bowl.
Last time we played Florida was right before Tim Tebow, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a while. But they had another good quarterback. I forgot what his name is. I have to look that up. You should look that up. When did Iowa play Florida?
Hey Siri.
I'm guessing 2000.
When was the last time the Hawkeyes played the Gators?
2005.
Which Hawkeyes? Looking for the Hawkeyes. Florida narrowly
Close.
defeated Iowa in the Outback Bowl by a score of 31-24 on
It's the
January
Outback
2nd,
Bowl, too.
2006.
Oh, I was a year off. And it was the Outback Bowl, I told you.
Lost.
Who was the quarterback?
31-24.
What was the guy's name? It was a dude I know.
Dang it.
So I was a year off, and I was right that they did.
Who was the Florida Gators quarterback in 2006?
Looking for the Florida Gators.
Gators?
I can't seem to get that information.
Oh, you're stupid, Siri.
Who did they play in 2005 then? I'm not sure if Iowa got to a bowl game then.
Florida Gators quarterback 2006.
I think his number was 12, I want to say. God, what was his name?
Chris Leak?
No. What?
That's what I got.
Let me see. I thought he was black. Did you let me see it?
It's just giving me this picture right now.
Chris Leak. Wait, yeah, he is. He is black, you idiot.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, look.
Oh.
That is the guy. Yeah.
I didn't know what he meant.
He's number 12, I bet, too. Look it up. My memory's not
Oh
as
my
bad as you
gosh,
thought.
that team was good.
Really? Yeah, they had Aaron Hernandez.
Percy Harvin.
Purse. That must have been the year before they had Tebow, and then they won the
Game
national
notes.
championship. Yeah, because they won that in 07, didn't they?
Who was that quarterback?
Yeah, Chris Leak. Yep, that sounds
Chris
familiar now.
Leak.
Number 12, I think is what his number was.
Yes.
Yep, I remember that now. I
Number
thought Iowa
12.
won that.
Nope, lost by 7.
Oh, that sucks. Who did Iowa have? Who did we have
Probably
back
Drew
then?
Tate.
No.
Drew Tate, maybe? Iowa. I'm guessing Drew Tate.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, because that Capital One Bowl was 07, wasn't it?
I think that was
LSU.
05.
Oh, that's where we were in 05.
Yep. That Pat Angerer was on that team.
Woo!
Oh,
like-
Colts know all about him.
Played 3 years. I don't know. If
Albert Young was on that team.
Oh, Jesus.
Tony Moyaki.
Oh, there we go.
I love me some Tony.
That's stupid that he didn't.
Oh, was it? Was it? Oh, I bet it was Stanzi. No.
Oh, he was after that. He was like
What?
2012, I thought. Or no, he was 2011, I think.
Jason Manson? Who the heck?
Oh?
Oh, Drew Tate. Yep, it was Drew
I was gonna
Tate.
say, what?
He was the
Drew
backup.
Tate. That must have been his last year,
Probably.
I think. Hey, now they're talking about college football.
Oh, the Gophers. I hear they might be boycotting their thing. Their
What?
bowl game, their holiday bowl game.
Why?
Because of some scandal or something. I didn't do any research on that. Sorry, guys. If you're a Gophers fan, I apologize, but they're talking about it on KDLT, so when you're listening to this, they won't be, but...
I want to hear it.
Well,
Oh, but we just missed the whole thing.
they're taking back their
Whoa!
program.
You see that catch?
That was a nice catch. That's
Wow.
Odell.
Look at this.
Beckham.
Look at it. Oh!
That was a great catch.
That was
SDSU.
crazy. Hey, where's T-Star?
And that's USD. All right. We'll take another quick break, and when we come back, we'll finish up with NBA talk.
Heading to Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Baltimore, New York, London, or anywhere in the world and need a rent-a-car? Well, check out CarRental8.com, where you'll find the same car for less money. CarRental8.com sells all the brands like Dollar, Thrifty, Budget, Avis, Hertz, Alamo, Europcar, and so much more at affordable rates. We'll beat any price by a minimum of 30%. So check us out online at CarRental8.com or call us at 1-813-343-8138. That's 1-813-343-8138.
Use the promo JACKSHOW5, that's JACSHOW5, to get 5% off your next car rental. Use all capital letters when you type in the promo code. Now back to the show.
Hey listeners, don't forget to find You Don't Know Jack Show on Facebook at facebook.com/You Don't Know Jack Show, Twitter at twitter.com/Don't Know Jack Show, and Instagram at instagram.com/You Don't Know Jack Show. You can also follow Carson on Twitter at Radio Ruben. Now back to the show.
And we're back. And quickly talking NBA. The Warriors could sign Curry to a $207 million deal with the new CBA that could be implemented, or that's supposed to be implemented next year. Aaron, do you see a world where they can actually sign him to that big of an extension?
I just don't think he's worth that much. I honestly don't. There's only one player worth that much.
Michael Jordan.
Well, if he played, then yeah. But you know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
I think maybe something around that, but no.
So here are the 8 provisions of the new CBA, the big things. Salary increases across the board, like for everybody.
Well, yeah.
Longer designated player extensions. Under the terms of the current CBA, teams can only extend players for up to 4 years with an option to designate the player on a rookie scale deal to 5 years. This provision will reportedly allow teams to designate any veteran for a 5-year and in some cases 6-year extension, incentivizing players to remain with their incumbent teams. Restricted free agency, slightly less restrictive. You guys can read about that. One and done, here to stay for now. Essentially agree to disagree decision, as the league will continue to allow players to declare for the draft just 1 year spent either. Okay.
I think they should have the choice if they want to go to college or not.
I think they should. If you're gonna have it, you need to have it all in every league. You have to go out right away. Like,
Well,
I mean, the NFL
still
first
not
of all.
be the same.
First of all, the NFL needs to have a minor league like NBA does and like baseball does.
They've been talking about that. Yeah.
Like, they need to make like the CFL or whatever, like the NFL's minor league. I've heard people talk about that.
I'm saying partially because I'm biased because my favorite player didn't go to college, but at the same time,
who's your favorite player? I never heard of him.
Jabron Lames. No.
Kyrie.
No, but like, I don't know. I think it's dumb.
I think they should have the decision in every sport what they want to do. If they're good enough, then go.
In football, though, it's kind of different. I guess.
In football, they need to, like I said, need to come up with a minor league thing for them too.
I don't know. I think just strictly talking basketball,
like they should have a draft just for
like that can
players
be
coming
discussion.
out of high school or something.
That could be like another discussion on the show. Oh no, crab legs. Jameis Winston.
Oh,
anyway,
he's gonna lose his legs on Sunday night.
Oh.
Anywho, you do.
By the way, the Cowboys almost beat them last year with Brandon Weeden starting at Tampa Bay. So, anywho, I think that was without Dez too. But what was I saying?
Something.
Oh yeah, strictly talking about the NBA, it should be the player's choice.
Yeah,
and I am partially biased on that.
Also, a part of the CBA, shorter preseason, less compacted schedule, universal health care.
Why does the NBA have a preseason? There's 82 games.
I don't get that either. Well, of course, MLB has spring training too, so. 38 is the new 36. Score one for the old guys under the current agreement. Players are prohibited from signing a 5-year max deal if that deal runs past their 36th birthday.
What?
The new CBA will report.
Play till they're 50. Let them play till they're 50.
The new CBA will reportedly bump that cutoff age back to 38. So that was the old way. Now it's up to 38.
Oh.
So, but really, you shouldn't be signing that long unless you're and when you're 38, unless you're LeBron or something.
But
like
what would you have to gain from that? I guess you're kind of screwing a team out of its money, but I don't see like what that changes or who that helps. You know?
Yeah, I don't know either, but
it's just a random thing. Like you can't do that.
You can find the 8 noteworthy provisions that I just read on thescore.com. Also about more details about Curry's possible extension under the new CBA, also on thescore.com. And anything else you want to add? The NBA is starting to pick up a little bit.
Don't read that contract because he doesn't deserve that much. So, don't do it.
All right, so I think that's going to do it. And I think we're going to take for sure next week off, and we might even take the following week off. We might take 2 weeks off for Christmas, so that means we would come back the first week in January. So we'd come back after the Hawkeyes play in the bowl game, and we will have a more clearer playoff picture come up for us as well. But you can find our videos on Facebook. Sometimes I'll do sports guru videos. I might be starting to do those put them on our YouTube channel as well. So check all that stuff out. Check us out on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, YouTube. Anywhere you can think of podcast being, you're probably going to find us. If you can't, then I lied. But anyways.
Cable television.
Cable television is not where we are found. But the unfortunate news today of Craig Sager passing away at age 65 after his battle with cancer. Aaron, what was the most memorable thing of Craig Sager for you?
This is pretty obvious. His attire, right?
Yeah.
Is that not obvious?
Yeah.
No?
It's pretty obvious.
His crazy suits. No, I think he was really good at his job.
Yeah. He was very good.
He was a good interviewer.
Yeah. Reporter.
No, I liked him. I mean, he was pretty outgoing and pretty goofy.
Yeah, he was a funny guy too. He would always have fun with the players, make the interviews a little bit more fun. And
it's too bad that he passed, but you know.
Yeah. So, Craig Sager dies today at the age of 65, a longtime reporter, not in just the NBA, but across sports and baseball and probably even football. He's done all kinds of stuff. So we're going to close the show today with you guys listening to a video put together by Bleacher Report. And I want to thank Bleacher Report for this really awesome video that they put together about Craig Sager. We will see you guys after the first of the year. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from all of us at the You Don't Know Jack show. And we want to send our condolences to the family of Craig Sager. We'll see you guys after the first of the year.
Something special happens when people follow their passions, when they always greet the world with a smile, when they treat everyone as a friend. That's life, Sager style. Craig Graham Sager. He always knew how to stand out. From the early days as Northwestern's mascot, Willie the Wildcat, to the times on the desk and in the field as the sports guy. To the years as the sideline reporter. It was his work on the sidelines that would become his legacy.
Welcome back. Congratulations for rewriting the record book once more. Thanks. All right, Ernie, as we mentioned, the Bulls get their 70th win. A madhouse here, but we got our man, and they got the record. Back to you.
He left his mark wherever he went. He became part of the NBA family.
It is not Superman, it's our Craig Sager. Craig, good evening.
For many, he was the guy with the crazy outfits.
Hey, it's a nice suit you got on there. Easter passed, though. Easter already went by.
You take this and you burn it.
There's not any part I can keep?
No, nothing.
But it wasn't so much for shock as perhaps a look into his soul. Bold and colorful, yet smooth and coordinated. If he drew our attention with his vibrant get-ups,
I thought you were the good humor ice cream man at first.
He kept it with his on-camera savvy. Craig Sager was never at a loss for words.
Poppy seed red, flamingo pink, and now cheddar yellow. You're looking good tonight, Dennis.
Craig Sager was never unprepared.
Kendrick Perkins Jr., why do you dress like Russell Westbrook?
Craig Sager was always up for the challenge.
We got to do this in the preseason? Are you kidding me?
Part of the
In the
contract.
preseason, we got to do this?
He was as professional as his wardrobe was preposterous. He was equal parts substance and style. In 2014, when Craig was struck with a rare form of leukemia, he responded with an even rarer approach, a complete blitz of energy, enthusiasm, and a professional determination that baffled all who witnessed it.
We want your Fanny back on the court, and I promise I'll be nice. Get back here.
He beat the disease into remission. He got back onto the sidelines.
How you doing tonight?
So good to see you, man.
Hey, thanks. Good to see you.
Seeing you and doing what you're doing, you're an inspiration for us to just keep fighting.
Hashtag Sager Strong was born, both a rallying cry and a fitting description of the man. When his battle got mounting attention in the public sphere, Craig received the rarest of gifts. Night after night, he was able to see himself become an icon.
Sager on 3, 1, 2, 3. Sager! Get well, our friend. Get well, Craig.
He got to see his life, his work, and his miraculous tenacity appreciated, even celebrated, among those whom he had encountered along the way or merely touched from afar.
Welcome back, baby.
Well, thank you very much.
We love you, man. Thank you. Thank you.
We go 30-plus years without getting a finals game. That don't make no sense.
From the simple handshakes and hugs to the quiet whispers of encouragement to the soaring ovations, Craig got to feel the warmth of all the love he had put out into the universe for his entire life being returned back to him 1,000-fold.
Ladies and gentlemen, the recipient of the Jimmy V Award for Perseverance, Craig Sager.
That's something only a few people ever truly get to experience.
Time is something that cannot be bought. It cannot be wagered with God, and it is not in endless supply. Time is simply how you live your life.
Craig Graham Sager followed his passions. He greeted the world with a smile. He treated everyone like a friend. And he did it all while refusing to blend in. That is a journey fulfilled. That's life, Sager style.
Thanks for listening to the You Don't Know Jack Show with Jonah, Aaron, and Carson. If you want to read articles, get more information, or have questions about the show, go to our website, youdon'tknowjackshow.com. You can subscribe and listen to the show on iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, SoundCloud, Stitcher, and TuneIn Radio.
I'm here so I won't get fined.